Good afternoon, everybody, and a very warm welcome back from this very short lunch break. I hope you managed to have a little bit of food and a little bit of rest. So it's a very big pleasure for me to welcome you to this session on cities and climate change. You will see that we have a quite wide variety of topics during the day, going from something that's more technical to something that's more cross-cutting, like this session. And I think it's very nice that we, in this way, can have an opportunity to discuss the width of all these initiatives that we are trying to work on here in India. So this session this afternoon is part of a program that is called the International Urban Cooperation Program, which is being implemented. You will hear more about it later, but we are talking here about the implementation here in India. It's a program that the European Union is funding across the world with the aim to really see how we can better link together urban policy development and climate actions. And you heard already why cities are such an important partner for climate action. And I think it's no surprise to any of you. So let me just say a few words about the overall interest of the European Union to cooperate with India on these particular crucial issues. So we've heard a lot during yesterday and today about the commitments that both sides, both the European Union and India, have made to tackle climate change and to also implement sustainable development goals. And it's in this context that we see this cooperation. Of course, we all know that commitment to these international processes and goals will never be enough to deliver the needed transformation. It's a time where we will now have to come together to deliver action on the ground, and this program is one of the ways where we try to do this. Both sustainable urbanization in a broad way, clean air, clean energy, and other climate-related actions are really very much more relevant for India and the European Union than ever. So you've heard that we work a lot in the context of what we call the India-EU Clean Energy and Climate Partnership. You heard about it yesterday and this morning. But in parallel, just to say a little bit more about the work that we've been doing in particular on urban issues and cities. We've been working on this for a long time here in India. Actually, in 2013, we started a big partnership that we call the EU-Mumbai Partnership, which was established as a long-term platform for cooperation on sustainable development of megacities. We have another program that's called Eco-Cities, where we are cooperating with 5 Indian cities to see how we can bring low-carbon development into their urban development. We've had a program that was called World Cities, which was twinning European and Indian cities on a number of different issues. And in the development cooperation that we've had with India so far, we've been having local action on environment, climate change, and related issues in at least 20 cities. With this International Urban Cooperation Program, we want to work with Indian cities on climate action, as I said, and we want to establish what is an Indian version of the Global Covenant of Mayors, so the Indian Covenant of Mayors. You will also hear more about that. But let me just explain in brief what the Global Covenant of Mayors is, in case you're not so familiar with it. It's actually a global alliance of cities and local government who are coming together voluntarily and are committed to fight climate change, reducing impact and facilitating access to sustainable and affordable energy for all. The Global Covenant of Mayors, cities and local governments are really agents of change, and they are leaders in climate actions. They are leading by example, increasing ambition, so raising ambition above what they are forced to do by law, and thereby being an inspiration for the other cities that are in this network. The Global Covenant of Mayors, the mayors who are in that Covenant of Mayors, are committed to delivering on the Paris Agreement, on commitments, international climate commitments, but from the local level, from the city level. We all know, and it's been mentioned many times during the conference, that the success of the Paris Agreement really rests not only with governments, but also equally, or maybe even more, with cities, with businesses and communities, and with the global citizens around the world. The Global Covenant of Mayors is the largest global coalition of mayors and local officials with more than 7,100 commitments from around the world. A commitment to this Global Covenant of Mayors really signifies that you're not only taking local action, but that you're also prepared to work side by side with other like-minded people from around the world. The actions that these mayors, the Covenant of Mayors, are taking are paving the way for better quality of life and sustainable and inclusive economic development in their communities. Local leaders very often have a greater influence over sectors that greatly impact emissions, such as buildings, transportation, and waste. So in that sense, mayors across the world are really important players in order to, we heard about the importance of planning, etc. in the last session, and this is really where mayors can have a crucial role. And again, the last thing, the Global Covenant leaders, the mayors, are also advancing climate justice. It's a truly global alliance, and it brings together cities and leaders from across the world, and it really allows them, leaders from both the global north and south, to learn from each other, to gain access to capacity building, finance, economic development, etc., etc. So I think with these words, it's quite clear why we are very excited to roll this out also here in India and give opportunities for Indian cities to become part of this. Of course, it fits very well with the national agenda here in India. It can contribute to the smart cities development, it can contribute to the AMRUT and to all the other urbanization processes that are already in the process of being rolled out here. And for us, we hope that it can be a tool for an even closer cooperation between the India and the European Union on urbanization. So I'm very convinced that the Clean Energy and Climate Partnership that you've heard about and an India-EU Water Partnership that you haven't heard so much about, but that we also have with India, as well as this work on urbanization, can really bring a lot of benefits for both India and also for the European Union. It's a way where we as the European Union can contribute to developments in the Indian society, and we think that it's nice if we can do so, because we have this quite unique situation in the European Union with our 28 member states who all have very different strengths and technologies, ways of doing things, and we feel that that's a really good match with India, and in that way we can contribute a lot, both in terms of policy but also technologies. Our member states work on financing and on many, many different things. So with this, I would just allow us to have a very nice afternoon. I hope a particular warm welcome to the mayors and commissioners who are here from the cities. We will hear more from them later. And I hope that we can take the India-EU cooperation on urban issues and climate change to a next level. Thank you very much.